I'm Laura with Hot Fan Media, and today I'm going to be replacing a windshield wiper reservoir on this 02 GMC Yukon. Let's get to it. This is the first time I'm doing this job. What I always do going into a job I'm not super familiar with is I look at the brand new part. Some sort of hoses get plugged into these holes, so I'll be looking for one big hose and two smaller hoses to unhook. I also have a hole for a screw here, a hole for a screw here, and here, and here, and here. I'll probably count the holes and make sure that I have all the screws accounted for before I go yanking on things. That's, helps you get an idea of where you're going. And this helps me get an idea of where we're starting. Obviously, this battery is in the way. So we're gonna remove this battery first. These are 8mm bolts on this side post battery. So we've got a bolt that holds the battery in place. 13mm, big old bolt right here. These are usually pretty big long ones. And got it. Make sure you grab the block that it goes to. I'm just gonna stick that in there and set it aside. Now we can remove our battery. So we have 7 bolts holding this tray in. I will go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so I've got a bolt I can access here. There are actually only 3 other ones that I need to concern myself with, because this one is for the battery tray and this is for those hoses that get plugged in, but I cannot access them from the top. And this right here would be the wheel well cover. I'm thinking that's going to be the easiest way to get into these bolts, so that's what we're going to start doing. I don't really want to remove this whole thing. It's a lot of effort to get it put back in. We're going to start by taking every one of these pop snaps from here down. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should be it. That should give me enough room to push this back and get some access to the wiper reservoir, which is literally right here. Okay. Alright, we'll just find a replacement. Okay, so I've got this little clip here. I think it's attaching it to another piece, so I'm just going to try to pry it off of that. That gives us a little bit better access. Now I see that these two holes aren't for screws, they're for those pops. We only have 3 screw holes. This one is the one we're going to take off next. It's the one right up here on top. And this is the one that's right under the wheel well that we just pulled out. And then it should actually be not attached anymore because this one goes to the battery tray. The screw that I'm looking for is going to be right here. I can't see it, but I'll still be able to get to it. Okay. Feels pretty loose. I see some sort of electrical connector right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and unplug that. Now all it's holding on to is these little hoses. I'm kind of scared of breaking them because they're old, so I'm going to just get my my snips out again and just cut around them. I'm sure that's not the proper way to do it, but I don't want those hoses to break because I've got a replacement for this, don't have a replacement for those. So there's 2 other electrical connectors. They look the same as that other one that I unplugged in the wheel well. So yeah, they've just got a little bit of a hook and you can grab that hook and pull them out. And I should be able to, nope, I can't. Still got the hoses attached. So I think I can just wiggle them out. Okay, yeah, prying is better. Please don't break on me. Nice. Okay. When you don't know what you're doing, going very cautiously, even if it kind of wastes a little bit of time is the best thing to do. I think this is supposed to be pried out, but I'm not putting anywhere near as much pressure on it as I would. I think it's got something attached to it. So I'm gonna move on.
You could just cut the reservoir since we're not using it.
That's true. So I'm going to make sure I put this one in the exact same spot as the old one. Okay, and then it snaps in like that. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off while I'm looking at it, because this is gonna go to the battery tray. Wow, everything's gotta be just difficult. There it went. Gonna slide it onto this one. I just don't even know what I'm looking at. What am I looking at? Yeah, it just needed a little bit of pressure. So just gonna slide it in this one. Was it? It was like this. I'm scared of putting a lot of pressure on it because these are just plastic parts. There it is. That should be all the parts swapped. And we're just gonna stick it back in. Okay. I don't think you're gonna be able to see because my hand. So hoses are on. Let's find those connectors. Okay, so now I've got both hoses, both connectors in. Slide these into this holder. Here we go. And I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this one in so that I don't have to keep holding it up. We have one more connector to connect, and that's to what I believe the level indicator is, which is right here. Can't see it, but I can feel it. There it is. Okay, that's in. Let's throw the bottom bolt in. Okay, so this is going to be the first one I tighten, because it's the last one I undid. Okay, so we're both in nice and snug. I think what I'm actually going to do is put the tray in before buttoning up the wheel well, because if I missed anything, all that stuff is more accessible from below. Okay, we're going to throw a little bit of wiper fluid in here. We need a little bit more for the sensor to go off. No, I was doing so good. Okay. That should be plenty. So now I'm going to throw the battery on to make sure the system works before we button it all up. I hate them. So I think probably one or both of these pumps aren't pumping the fluid through the lines, but there are no leaks, which was one of the main problems. So I'm going to go ahead and button this wheel well up so the owner can keep driving it. We have our battery in, but you can't forget to put this back in. Okay. And that's it. We hope you found this video helpful, and as always, I will be happy to answer as many questions as I can in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the shop.